Bayek. It's me, Ian. And I'm doing this the first time now, a review of a magazine that just came through, from the corner shop. Corner shop's about a minute away or so, and it's fantastic. The bloke there, Girish, he's great. He gets me quite a few magazines, and amongst them was this one, and it is Doctor Who Chronicle 1967. Yeah. Now, for me, this is really exciting because it's Patrick Troughton, and he has always been one of my favourite Doctors. You know, I remember seeing him on transmission. I was a little boy. I first started watching Doctor Who when I was, I would have been 5 years old. And I got my Black Dalek on my 5th birthday, which is fantastic. But anyhow, to go along, William Hartnell is in fact my first Doctor. I've always loved this guy. The second Doctor, portrayed by Patrick Troughton, and what a portrayal he did. But that's just, just telling you why this magazine got me excited, because it's about Patrick Troughton. And I absolutely love Patrick Troughton. I love Doctor Who still. I'm still a great fan of Doctor Who. But I got excited when I saw this. And I thought, well, I'll give you a review of this magazine. You know, it's actually published by Panini, who published Doctor Who magazine. So it's good quality. It really is good quality. And what is interesting, in fact, 1967, it covers the whole year. So we have the episodes that were transmitted in 1967, and they were The Islander, the Underwater Menace, the Moon Base, the Macra Terror, the Faceless Ones, the Evil of the Daleks, the Tomb of the Cyberman, the Abominable Snowman, and finally, the Ice Warriors. Those were the episodes that were transmitted in 1967. Just think, 1967, the year of love, the year when the Beatles produced Sgt. Pepper. It's quite a year. And for Doctor Who, it was quite a year because Patrick Troughton was settling in and he was producing some classic work. But when I, look at all those episodes, what's really sad is that the only complete episode available in the archive now is, in fact, The Tomb of the Cyberman, which I remember when they discovered that, and it came out on VHS. But it's a bit sad, because there's such classic episodes. The Ice Warriors, there is 4 surviving episodes on that, and then the other 2 were animated on release. And most of them have got perhaps 1 episode surviving at least, and some 2, and then they have done animation on them. The only one that isn't is on that list was The Islander. There's nothing of The Islander. And at the moment, I doubt if we're even going to get any animated versions of. The one thing about Doctor Who is all the soundtracks are available because fans at the time recorded them, and now we've got them in the archive. So at least we have that record, and also various snapshots and the productions are also made. Anyhow, back to this magazine. So this magazine does include rundowns and discussion about all those episodes I've talked about. But also it looks at Doctor Who at that time, the filming locations that we used, the transition really of because Patrick Troughton, believe it or not, it sounds very familiar, was not exactly always very welcome by some of the fans. Fans are notorious. Doctor Who is all about change. It always has been and always will be. But even fans then, they were not, they weren't pleased to see William Hartnell go. But others, of course, did embrace it. But I think another thing, as we know in this period, is that they were looking like they do now at the ratings. And some of the ratings were not what they wanted. But now I'd say that this is a real classic period, and it's such a shame that we can't see it all. But we can see it now with animation and what have you. Anyway, what else is in this magazine? There's also some great stuff about the comics of that period and the art of Doctor Who, and great stuff when you actually read it and think, oh yeah, I remember that, because I do remember getting some of the comics at the time of Doctor Who being in there, and as a child it was very exciting. I've always quite liked comics. I've always had an interest in comics. I don't actually collect them as much because otherwise I won't be able to move in the house. I have got some comics, but not as much. It's the same with magazines. I've always collected magazines of various subjects, but anyway, this magazine. Sorry, I keep going off. That's me going on again. The other interesting thing is that the evil of the Daleks, as it discusses in here, was going to be the actual end of the Daleks now. Terry Nation, the creator, in fact, wanted to go around and get his own series of the Daleks. And as you can see, the evil of the Daleks turns out to be an absolute classic. It's a classic story. But sadly, there's only one episode available of that. But, there we are. But I say this magazine is so well. I'm really pleased because it's a really good look at 1967 and the state of Doctor Who, and it's really nice. It's a really nice magazine. All sorts of things in it. Beautiful colour, illustrations, good text, good reading, good research, entertaining, everything I like, something I'll treasure and put in my archive. And that's it, really. I just wanted to share my enthusiasm for this magazine. Something I might do down again, but there will be another film review coming up very soon. So, if you're still interested in me rambling on, you can subscribe, and if you like it, give it a like. And all I've got to say now is I normally say, I'll see thee, and I'll see thee again.